really get the white one out to put these back in. It's a lot easier with that one. Good old static electricity. Color. See, let's see now. The eights are all pretty concentrated on the outside. To the 8. The problem with doing the C is that there's a lot of it in the middle. And when you start getting a lot of the gems underneath the film, then it doesn't want to stick down anymore. Mm-hmm. It's a pretty quick one. I think the fastest one I've had out of this kit was there was one of these coasters when we actually had like 2 spots of one color. Clatter that down again. Mm-hmm. P will be the next most logical one. I prefer to go from the outside in. That way you kind of cover up part of the sticky stuff so you don't get it stuck all over your fingers. My goal is not ASMR, by the way, it's just the amount of times I've told people that I do this kind of stuff and they're like, oh, I could watch it for hours, but I don't have the patience to do it myself. So, yeah, you can watch me do it. Not for hours on this one, at least. This is far too small for that, but hopefully it's a relaxing, enjoyable time if you don't actually want to have to engage too much. I assume this flower is either a dahlia or a peony. Something along those lines. I don't think the kit actually said what it was specifically. watch back this video later and see if I need to apply more light for in the future. Might not hurt to have a light from the other direction just to deal a little bit with the shadows. Could probably do the U next. A lot of the colors of the main flowers continue a lot of the way throughout this coaster. The Y or the U. Since I'm up here already, I'll do the U. It's going to be pretty quick. It's actually, of all of these that I've done, this kit has some of the most varied colors. I've done many more that had much fewer colors. They're actually quite a bit larger than this one. And that's more than enough. And these got stuck. It's always a bit of a trick with these diamond painting things when you go to buy them. If the picture that they're showing is super, super detailed, there's a high probability that it's not a picture of the actual project that'll come out of a diamond painting. You do have to kind of assume that something slightly pixelated is going to come out. So actual mileage may vary. Everybody in. Static electricity. There we go. Alright. I think I should be pretty safe to do the Y color, which I'll probably follow with the E. The C goes all the way to this middle part. Don't want to do that just yet. But that would usually be pretty high up on my list. There's a helicopter outside. I don't know if you can hear that. A little bit surprised that my small dog's not trying to climb up here and sit beside me. But I do have my case where these little containers for the diamonds are in on top of the blanket. Why is there? You may have guessed I still haven't quite come to the conclusion about how much I should be speaking or just be being quiet. It will probably vary. I'll get into it with them eventually. I think I'm also going to get a little card with my channel name just to put on the board here. And that way I can move it around so it'll be in frame, depending on if I'm on what I'm doing. Try live streaming this one of these times. What I like to do though is when I live stream to actually record it so I can then post it onto the YouTube channel. Kind of kill two birds with one stone. And then if someone likes a particular thing that I do, then they have more options to watch it back. I haven't actually used Twitch all that much personally, so I don't know if you can go on it and just watch people's streams back or not. It's kind of a nice brown color. It's kind of interesting. I was sorting out when I got the case for holding the diamonds. I actually sorted out my other excess colors that I've had from doing other kits, and most of those kits I did a few years ago, and I was a little bit surprised by the fact that almost all of those ones, the diamonds were still shiny but opaque, whereas these are much more translucent, almost transparent in a way. Without their little mirrored backs, they are transparent. I think I do want to get a better solution for my little labels on these though. These little flags work, but they come off fairly easily. I'd be a little more concerned if I was not done as much of this particular set. This came with how many coasters? This was an 8 coaster, I believe, set. Unfortunately, I'd actually done more of them before I'd acquired the things that I need for my setup. C'est la vie. That's all the Y. Looks pretty good. I think it's a dahlia. When I look at this thing, I think it's a dahlia. Petals just aren't right for a peony. All right. I think I'm going to bite the bullet and do the C. Nope, nope. There's one Y I missed right up there. There's one. There we go. There we go. That's better. I'll do the C to get this rim a little bit more finished. It's quite a bit of C. Yeah, that should be good. Oh, you guys roll over. Closer. There we go. 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 I'm debating about whether or not I should list the kits that I'm using or not. Possibly along with the other supplies that I have. I'm not yet determined. See up here, I don't like having to pull this one this far back this early on. To be clear, the sticky does actually last for quite a while. Before I use the diamond art sealer, which is essentially a kind of glue, I do sometimes let them air out to the sticky, and it can take a very long time. I think I've done some where they still have a bit of tackiness that you can feel even a week or two afterwards. But I also have dogs who both shed and are very fluffy, and I don't necessarily want to have their hair caught underneath the diamonds either. I wonder how long this is actually going to take. I don't usually time these. We'll see. We'll do 2 next, followed by E. Just don't think about the new number too much until it's actually ready. Looks good. Two. There's quite a bit of 2 in the middle. We'll see. The nice thing about these little containers is it makes it much easier to get out more. You have to fight with them quite as much as you do when they come in the little bags. To be clear, they did not actually come in these containers. I keep these containers for leftover gems. So whenever I go to start a new project, I'll quickly go through the gems that I already have open. If I have any of the same color, then I will either amalgamate them together or use the old ones first. And should I get to a point where I have far more of them than what I have for projects, or where I have enough of them I can actually do something else with them, then I might design my own. We shall see. Because it is very pixelated art, as long as you had something fairly pixelated, either a photo with the right kind of resolution, or even, I do a fair amount of cross stitch. You could use a cross stitch pattern fairly easily as well. It'd just be a question of transferring it onto a surface. Be appropriate. See no reason why that wouldn't work. A big yawn. Poor butterfly. Just finished listening to an audiobook for the second book in the Dragon Riders of Pern series. I remember looking at that book a lot as a teenager at the library, being kind of interested in reading them, but also being really intimidated by them. But I have discovered that our library has the first 8 books in audiobook format, which works fairly well for me when I'm doing a relatively mindless project like these, or like crocheting. Good series so far. Quite enjoy them. Sure I'm getting them all as I'm going along. You can stay on, my dear. There we go. Now this is now a very difficult place for the film to actually stay on. I'm not going to just straight up remove it quite yet. Oh, that's probably not that far off. But for reasons stated before, I don't necessarily want to do that. I have not yet determined at what volume I am going to be speaking during this, on account of my children, and my spouse for that matter, are currently sleeping. None of them should be close enough for me to disturb them, but you never know. I think I'll do E next. Of course, I could do 3 and then that would be done all the numbers. Humans and our funny pattern finding. You're good at it though. That's probably what makes us good at math. Math is a lot of patterns. Just heard the smallest child bash their something or other against the wall. Yeah, I'd have to get pretty loud in there for you to hear them out here, I think. I don't actually know how sensitive this camera's microphone is. Oh. So I haven't decided if I'm going to add music to this at any point or not. I could. It would be another step. I don't know. Would you guys prefer there to be music? Or would it be better to just listen to the sounds of stuff and me occasionally rambling about Lord only knows what? My small dog is over there on the couch trying to find the highest, softest possible surface. Now you'll probably get to see him eventually. I will draw the line at any of my kids being on video, but dogs, dogs will be fine. As soon as I'm done this, I need to give my little old man there his food though. He's currently soaking in his bowl, so it's a little softer for him. Look at that. I'm still having pretty good luck. Just. Oh, did you step on your own tail? Poor butterfly. If I do the L, that'll cover off actually for a bit this outside part, so we're going to do the L. Oops. Not used to the arm of this phone holder yet. Got a kit for a box on the way. That's pretty much all the surfaces are diamond painted. Plan to keep my tools and such in there. That one will take probably a few sessions to finish. These coasters are beginner friendly, but slightly longer beginner. There's some kits for keychains that are quite small and fairly simple. I'm actually going to be doing some little snowman ones probably once I'm done this coaster set. This is L. Doubted myself for a moment there. Gotten a few of these for my older child to do, but they are still of an age where their endurance focus isn't quite equal to some of these. The ironic thing, of course, is that he actually prefers the one where he's not working on a single color for a long, long time, but if there's too many colors, then it's kind of overwhelming. That's alright, though. Probably when I get to those keychain ones, you might want to do some of those with me, so I don't know how many of those will actually make it onto videos. So if he sees me with the phone, which is why I'm doing this after they're in bed, he will come over and he will put his head in the thing. Do let me know if this spot is too shaky for my phone holder. It's hooked onto my chair, so presently, so I'm not sure if it's jiggling a lot when I move. Because oddly enough, my focus is on the coaster proper, not looking through the thing. I'm a little worried that it's jiggling. That'll be okay. We'll figure something out if I need to. And I could consider attaching it. Like this is not a table. This is a TV tray like thing. puts the diamond painting stuff in a better position for my arms, because if I try to do it at a table, I feel like I end up being kind of hunched over for a long time. And no offense, but I'm not putting myself into physical back pain or something for your enjoyment. No shaking. Maybe a little. Hopefully it's not too noticeable. See if I've got a way to make that more secure. And I've got a piano beside me. I wonder if there'd be a way for me to hook it onto the piano. That other shelf's probably too far away. This is a case where being able to read letters upside down and backwards comes in handy. I'm not actually, I don't fully remember the rationale of why I specifically sought out to learn to do that. But I did. Takes me a little bit of mental work, but I can read mirror images of stuff too. That's a weird one. Is that all? Nope. There's one right there. Right there. That is that all of the L's? Yes, that looks like all the L's. I think I'm going to do, for the interest of finishing some off, there's M and N here that are just in this one little location. Those should finish off fairly quickly. There. I'd have to find a way to do the camera more zoomed out, but you'll have to let me know if you'd like to see me actually sitting up or not, or whether it's better for me to start it with everything just ready to go. Sometimes, because the diamonds are not perfectly the same, sometimes you get one where it's a little bit wider and it'll actually kind of catch on the grooves of the little green tray. And G, K, or 3. G is the furthest out to the side. I will choose G. But then again, 3 is further out from G once you count for that middle bit. I will do G. At this point, the process is not a whole ton of difference. The film is barely stuck on, so probably be just straight up removing it very soon. It's probably not going to be a daily thing, just because I do have other obligations and the things I do, and sometimes I get tired and want to go to bed early. But as I say, it is extremely unlikely that I will be doing this while my children are active and moving around. And sometimes husband likes to have discussions. I should put that one more in the middle. Come more to the middle. There we go. And I don't think it would be fair for him to have me unknowingly broadcasting his thoughts or musings, whatever random thing we happen to get ourselves talking about. Because let's face it, sometimes when you're with your people, you don't necessarily, you say things that you don't necessarily want everyone to talk about. Frustrations, ventings, those kind of things. Probably a bit of a problem we have in our current society. Well, that depends on your point of view and what you're talking about. But either way, unless I've explicitly told him whether I'm streaming or videoing, and he says it's fine for me to be doing that while he is background, usually doing something with his guild mates in his game. I don't necessarily want to put him out there like that. Good old consent thing. I'm fine being on the internet, doing little crafting things for people to watch. That's one thing. A little different for him. If you don't choose to be on it, then you shouldn't be on it, especially when you're anticipating that you're somewhere private. Mm-hmm. Oops, fell back. You come with me. This might just be the most abundant color in this particular one. Almost an hour. I suppose it'll be good for me to get a feel for how long these things actually take. I usually don't pay attention. Sirens. I wonder where they're going. Don't know if you can actually hear that in the video or not. It's a little warm in the house today, so we've got the windows open to cool everything down for free. It's not going to be quite enough. Ooh, that was a close one. On the bright side, my dogs don't howl at sirens. I do think they sometimes dream about doorbells, and then they'll wake up from a dead sleep and start barking at nothing, which is entertaining depending on what's going on, but also annoying if you're trying to get children to bed and they think there's someone at the door. Oh, there goes that one's trying to come off again. Guess I shall have to find a better solution than those. Here are the three. I'll do the K. The 3 has less, but it'll actually be easier to put them in without accidentally putting my finger in the sticky if I do the K first. These are very close, these blue colors. local military bases just a little bit north. Must be practicing night flying. Interesting to see if you can hear that or not. Okay. And just the trees left. Didn't need anywhere near as much of that one as I thought. No. There's technically a little brush over there in the case somewhere. But I don't know if there's much of any point trying to find it right now. Do not want to stay on there, Mr. 3 label, do you? Oops, well, that's me too many. That's fine. Looks like we're winding down now. This is a new endeavor for me. If you enjoy watching, do please like and subscribe. Converse in the comments. I don't know exactly how much I'll be down there myself, but probably at minimum check in on it, get some feedback. There we go. Oops. No, you come off. Find out how good I am at putting these things on when I'm actually being watched.